you might be able to hear the sound of Ali Gordon singing one of his Christmas crooners songs upstairs, because today is, what is the date today? The 3rd of November, which means that on the 1st of November, it was officially the festive period in the Millen Gordon household. So that means the Christmas candles can come out, the Christmas crooners can be on the Sonos, and I can officially start planning my Christmas decor, which has been a tradition on this channel for over 6 years. I take Christmas very, very seriously, and I like to think it's a little bit of my identity as well. Christmas is within me, and I think it was the very first part of my journey with the seasons, because I obviously realised how lovely it was decorating and embracing the seasons when it was December and the festive period, and now I've just sprinkled a little bit of that magic throughout all of the other seasons as well. In fact, you might be looking at me thinking, Lydia, you're just wearing the same outfit all of the time. You're wearing that Goelia jumper that you always wear and your black jeans. Well, I am here to inform you that this is not the same Goelia jumper. Oh no, 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 no. This is the festive edition of my favourite Goelia sweater. This has I have a little bit of a hair on me. This is magic in a jumper, because it looks like your classic ivory roll neck, when in actual fact, if I bring you in closer, I don't know if you can see, look at the chicness of the little flecks of sparkles in this sweater. Oh my gosh, it's actually more glittery in person. You just have to get it in the right light. I don't know if it's because like I'm not in the sunlight, but oh, it is like a subtle festive touch. So instead of me going full Christmas, if you know what I mean, I've allowed myself this little touch of sparkle. I'll link it down below because I love Goelia pieces, but yeah, when I put this on this morning, I was like, it's officially time. I was Mariah Carey coming down the stairs saying, it's time. Today really is a focus on getting prepped for Christmas. If you missed out on my Christmas planner and our little helpful Christmas guide that went out as part of my newsletter last week, it will be going up on the blog as well. So if you did miss it, don't worry, it will be there, but you'll just have to maybe wait a little bit longer. If it's up there now, I'll link it down below. But yes, for me, this is probably the most exciting time of the year, but I do have a busy few days. We just got back from Clifton, and tomorrow I am heading in to London, and it's probably one of the most back-to-back days I've got in London. I have a meeting with the incredible Laura Green in the morning. I'm going to be meeting her at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, which is where she sets up a suite for her clients to go and experience and try on the new collection. It's such a wonderful way of doing things, I think, because it gives her clients privacy, but also gives you the opportunity to really get to grips with her pieces and also meet her and her incredible team. So I've got that first and foremost. Then I'm doing something that I don't normally do. I am recording a podcast, which is, it's a thing that I'm not really into doing, and but if there was one person that I was going to do the podcast of, it would be this particular person. I'm going to be going on to Grace Beverley's podcast. I'm a huge fan, first and foremost, but I also just think that she's really good at getting the best out of her guests. She's really empathetic and also very respectful of her guests, and I think that that's something that I notice on podcasts quite a lot when, you know, I think someone maybe is dramatizing things a little bit. She doesn't do that. She keeps it really like calm and interesting, which I love. So
what's that? Oh, it's shade.
I wasn't shading anyone. No, I mean, like, you know, when there's like the podcast.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
That are like a bit dramatic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wouldn't want to be that person that's on that podcast. That's just what I'm saying. There are people that will, and that's just not me. And so for Grace's podcast, I just love her. I think she's great. So I'm doing that. I'm a little bit nervous because I think that I'll be being seen by an audience that maybe hasn't seen the best side of me. I think Grace is really good at like talking about things and confronting things like head on, and I'm not so good at that. I think she's really eloquent. I'm not so good at that, and so I think that her audience is quite different to mine. We're all sort of I don't know, we're just very different, and so I think that that's going to be the hardest part, and probably the thing that's like at the back of my mind throughout the whole thing is me knowing that I'm going to be pushed out to people that maybe don't have the best impression of me, maybe just don't like me and kind of misunderstand me. So I'm a bit nervous about that, but I'm sure it'll be fine. What are you doing?
Just a little treat.
Treating the dogs. It's Barky's birthday tomorrow.
These are called dental. Smell like mint.
To be honest, their breath has improved, hasn't it?
Yeah,
since they've been having these. Porter used to have the worst breath.
I'm gonna get the tub.
And Ali found these dental sticks.
They're just on Amazon. Somebody's probably going to tell us that they're horrific for dogs, but
maybe they are, but it's so good for their breath.
So I've really interrupted. So they're called the High Life Special Care Dental Chews. But on the back, and this is what I quite liked, it said for best results, feed 1 to 3 chews daily. No, not because it means I can give them loads. It's because I give them probably about maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times. So that means that whilst you can give them up to 3 a day, they're getting 3 a week, which obviously means that I'm under-treating.
So it makes you feel better about the amount.
Well, I'm not sure if they're a treat, but they act like they're a treat.
Yeah, they do.
They're rawhide.
Yes, but they
seem
a
in
bit
oil. They're rice flour.
They're a bit different to rawhide because it's not. They get through these quite quickly because we've heard that rawhide can be a bit dangerous in terms of like choking. But this is not. It's definitely not the stuff that you get that's like that tough rawhide.
Yeah, it's not like those circular.
This is almost like it reminds me of a prawn cracker.
Yeah, they get through them quite easily. Not suitable for puppies under 9 months old, or larger puppies for 6.
Yeah, you've just got to make sure that you read everything for your dogs. But yes, Porty, but these have been really good for them. Actually,
so obviously there is a risk of choking, but that's why I give them half, and I never give them any treats and then leave. So they always get them whilst we're here.
Good boy.
Anyway,
yes,
you carry on.
But it has improved their breath. Anyway, back to my daily schedule tomorrow. So I'm finishing up my podcast with Grace, which I'm nervous but excited about, and also very, very grateful to have been invited on. She has incredible guests, and I feel incredibly inefficient to be going on her podcast, but we shall see how that goes. Then I have a meeting with someone from Vogue House, from Condé Nast, so I'm going to have a little chat with them. And then we have an event with The Rake. We're going to be going to, I think it's somewhere in Claridge's, and it's their
15th.
It's their 15th anniversary, which is very, very lovely that they've been able to stick around that long, and they're doing so well, and they've got really great contributors. We feel very fortunate to be invited. But before we get into the Christmas planning and everything that's going to be happening today, Mr. Millen Gordon has woken up today, put the Christmas Crooners playlist on in the house. I think we have finally finished. Oh, shish kebab. I didn't think that was still burning. It's not burning now, but it is finished, which means I'm going to be able to hopefully get out a Christmas candle. And I want it to be the Holland Cooper Christmas candle, because if I'm being honest, I think if you haven't bought your Christmas candles yet, trust me when I tell you, buy the Holland Cooper one. It is the best I have smelt. Like this, if you like a piney one and something a little bit fresher, the Nest one is stunning and really sympathetic in terms of decor. If you want that really quintessentially Christmas in the countryside, festive cheer, Holland Cooper's Noel candle is the one. But before we get into that, I have some bits and pieces to show you that I think will stand you in good stead for the festive period, because hopefully we're all going to be doing some really lovely things and spending lots of time with family, going to lots of events, and just making sure that we're cultivating that Christmas cheer into our own lives. And if you're someone that struggles at this time of year to potentially feel a bit Christmassy, and you're sort of waiting for that Christmas cheer to happen, I hope you'll stick around on my vlogs, because I think that I've got it quite nailed in terms of bringing that Christmas spirit to life myself. And I speak about this in Evergreen, my book, so if you need to get a Christmas present for anyone, I'll just link it in the description box down below. But I talk about it a lot in Evergreen, in that when we were younger, we all look back on Christmas with such fondness, most of us anyway. I know that there will be people that maybe haven't had wonderful Christmases, and obviously for those people, my heart does go out to you, it really does. But hopefully you're in a position now where you are maybe able to have those Christmases that maybe you didn't have as a child. But for me personally, my parents did a really good job of creating that Christmas cheer, especially my grandma and my grandpa. We had different Christmases than everyone else, and I speak about that in the book, but they were really good at creating Christmas cheer and that feeling, and a lot of nostalgic feelings around Christmas. And then you kind of get older and you wait for that feeling to happen and to just come to you. And the truth is that we do have to create it. And so I do spend a lot of time making sure that I'm planning in things to make me feel Christmassy, like mine and Ali's annual Christmas shopping trip, where we go to really festive locations and we just wrap up warm and enjoy spending some time in London. We do that, and that really does help us create festive cheer. We go and spend time in maybe London hotels and really just embrace the feeling at that time of year as well. Obviously creating that Christmas feeling in your home, playlists, fragrances. Even just this weekend, we are going with the 7 of us going to the fireworks display. That's such a festive, not quite Christmas, but festive in terms of this time of year. It's a festive thing to do with your friends. There's hot chocolate, there's champagne, there's fireworks and sparklers and all of that kind of stuff, and doing it with people that you really enjoy spending time with. It's become a bit of a tradition for us and our friends to go to Soho Farmhouse for their fireworks display. And so yeah, that's what we just plan lots of things. And so I want this maybe to be the year where you really think about what it is that would make you feel the most Christmassy. Maybe you can get out your pad and pen now, and we can maybe do some bits and pieces together, because obviously I want to plan my Christmas decor today as much as possible. I'm thinking really traditional, but anyway, until we get to that, I've got some bits that I think will, if you do plan some events, that will stand you in good stead, because I've got some really, really lovely pieces from Goelia, and I've got them upstairs. So let's go have a look, including my beautiful sparkly jumper. Also, if you want to skip ahead and do some shopping on Goelia, just go to the links, shop what you want. If you don't want to see it on me, I get it. I talk a lot, I understand. My discount code is Lydia25, and that will get you an extra 25% off online now. This jumper is 91% wool, and I would imagine that 9% is the little flecks of iridescence in the fabric. I don't know if you can see how beautiful it looks. I just feel like it's not coming across, but it is so lovely. It like just sparkles so subtly. It's like this little hint of specialness. But yeah, I'll link this down below, and you can use my discount code on Goelia now. The thing that I love about Goelia is their pieces are such beautiful quality, such beautiful materials, and just like the fit, the styles, they're just that cut in front of things, still with elegant silhouettes, timelessness at its heart, and that's kind of what I've chosen today. That really gone for those like elegant, easy to wear, but a bit festive pieces. I've got a few bits that I can actually just throw on over the top of this that I think will look really lovely. First is this faux fur little Princess Diana style jacket. This collarless jacket, which is great for wearing with a little ivory knit like this with the mock turtleneck. I always find the mock turtleneck works really well. You can obviously add a brooch to this. It's faux fur, obviously, but it feels like real fur and just adds an elegant sort of, an element of luxe and an element of coziness as well to an outfit. And then you can also add a hat if you want to. You know I love a hat. I'd probably pop a belt with this particular outfit, but little hat, little bag. And I feel like, especially because at the moment when I'm filming this video, it's quite mild, so I actually haven't needed a coat. I I haven't needed a full-on coat very much. So just these little jackets, good for throwing on over dresses, but also if you've got like quite a dressy night, adding a brooch to this, throwing it over your shoulders, I think that could be a really, really lovely look. And the beige for me is a really easy to style colour, really kind of like easy to incorporate into existing wardrobes. I love a 50 Shades of Beige outfit. I can't lie, I do. And but this just feels a little bit more elevated, and I love pieces like this. So it's just going to elevate my wardrobe a little bit, add a little bit of specialness. Let's pop a brooch on. You know I love a brooch. Et voila. I honestly think that really pared back pieces like this can often take a subtly beautiful brooch. I really want to get myself some vintage brooches as well. Teamed with my classic boots, but this is just such a great, it's almost like brunch, festive drinks, that kind of thing. Love. I'll link both of these down below as well, and don't forget my discount code. Next up this is like really Jackie O style. I loved this coat so much. Such a different style for me as well, but I think really different and lovely for wearing with jeans, but if you don't want to wear like a long coat. I loved the black horn buttons as well, and it comes with this scarf, which I think is a lovely touch of coziness. You can just wrap it round like this. Again, I think this is a great outfit for a hat. Et voila. This feels really, really Jackie O, and the fabric of this is so soft, and it's lovely and lightweight as a jacket. So if you don't want something bulky, if you want something that maybe you're going to be able to drape over your arm and it's not going to be really, really heavy, because some of my coats that I've got, you're wearing it for the entire day, because if you're going to have to hold it, you're going to end up doing an arm workout. This is lightweight, easy to travel with and pack with. It's one of those styles that also, if you're like going on an aeroplane, you can throw on over the top of like your cashmere set. You know, my kind of biscuity cashmere set, this would work over that with some plimsolls. Really lovely, pared back, but still works dressed up as well. With the bag, it's also in a wool blend fabric, so it's soft but also very, very warm. And the lightweight element teamed with the fabric means that you're actually getting a really functional coat that isn't super bulky as well. So I really, really love this as a look. It feels a little bit understated, but still like, also this with some big sunglasses, so nice. The colour as well looks so expensive. Like this could be Max Mara and no one would know. However, the only thing I would say is that you can also wear this another way. I did try this on and I thought it looked quite nice like this. If you're someone that doesn't like an oversized fit and you want to cinch it in, I did do this. And I don't know if you love it or you hate it, but the scarf can also double as a waist belt. And with the mock turtleneck coming up, it kind of makes it billow out a little bit. I actually really liked this. And this isn't how they say to wear it on the website, but I did try it and I loved it. So yes, this is just another option that you can do. I love the hat with it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now I think we're having some fun. And this is a dream outfit for me in terms of fabric. It's 100% wool. Then it's got the houndstooth design to the fabric, which is such a traditional option when going for like a wool jacket, but a wool suit. I just love it. I've teamed it with a Goelia, kind of like a knitted mock neck. Again, mock necks for me are so much more flattering than roll necks. I don't know why it is. I love a roll neck, but they just don't love me. And so these mock necks, just I feel like they look a little bit more streamlined underneath the two-piece. I've teamed it with a pair of boots because I feel like it's a bit more sort of wintry. And then obviously this hat that keeps on giving. I mean, I'm obsessed. I'm actually obsessed. This just feels like such a festive outfit whilst still being incredibly practical. That's what I love about winter dressing, because it does get cold in England. And I really like it to be an enjoyable experience. I don't want to freeze. And so wearing something that's a beautiful fabric, but still in line with my style, that still feels very, very like clean cut, put together, I love. And this is, I think you're going to have to see me, you're probably going to see me wearing this a lot. The only thing I need your opinion on is whether I need the skirt taking in or not, which I am not against. I love having things altered to fit my body in the best way possible, because I think it just completely transforms a piece, especially when you've got such good fabrics as well. Do I need to have the skirt taken in at the waist so that it sits a bit higher as more of a high-waisted little number, or do I just leave it as it is and wear it as like a lower waisted one? Because I'm not sure what suits my sort of body shape better, and also like the design of it. Do we want the jacket to sort of sit there so you can see it, or do you want the, I think I might have it taken in. But let me know your thoughts, because for me this is a dream. And also on the shoulders, perfection. Like I've got no bulging whatsoever, so a really nice strong shoulder with the hat, low bun. I feel this is my version of a real like power outfit. I feel absolutely incredible in this. Okay, I wanted to show you this dress first on its own, because if there is one black dress that you buy this winter, I promise you it should be this one, because this is a great basic that is going to stand you in good stead for years and years and years to come, because this is just a classic. Beautiful shape, perfect length for winter. As much as I really love a longer knitted dress in winter, it is a nightmare if it rains. So for me, this is a wonderful like happy medium in terms of looking smart, also a little bit more modern when it's a little bit shorter, but it's not a mini. Like I'm not here for a mini dress. This is a great in-between option that still sits above the boots, so it gives really good shape. Mock neck, super lightweight as well, so I don't feel like this is going to stretch on me or anything like that. And this is 100% cashmere. Some beautiful cashmere pieces on Goelia at the moment, but this was by far my favourite. This is my call to action for the Goelia people. Please, we need this in ivory, we need this in a biscuit shade, we need this in all of the colours, a beautiful mulberry colour, all of them. Make it happen, because you'll make my Christmas dressing so much easier. But this black is a classic, and I had to show you it just like this, because with the last outfit that I showed you, I just love the versatility of the pieces. So if you didn't feel like you could pull off a full houndstooth look, this is such a good jacket for wearing over knitted dresses, because it keeps that space where you're more often than not the smallest part of your body, so it's really flattering on. I love this hat. This hat is just going to be my winter staple. Really lovely layering piece to add to the outfit. Beautiful monochromatic look, very classic. Okay, are we doing too much with the hat? We might be doing too much with the hat. It might not work with this one, but I'm feeling the hat, so let me just have it for this one. This dress I wasn't going to show you because I think I could definitely take this in a size up, but I also thought this was such a genius option if you want a knitted dress that isn't just a plain knitted dress. This has that vintage Chanel vibe to it, but with the warmth and comfort of a knitted dress. It also comes with this belt, which I actually think this belt is genius, and I would use this on other knitted dresses that I have as well. This is almost like a versatility piece because there's no buckle, super quiet, super pared back, and just doing its job. So I love that as an option, but I just think I need probably a size up in it. But if you take the belt off as well, I kind of like it a bit loose. It feels a little bit like a little bit more effortless, perhaps a little bit more comfortable, obviously with a black coat over the top. I think this could be really lovely. Like, I genuinely do. I just think I need it in a size up, but I wanted to show it to you anyway, so I'll probably return this. There's a very easy returns policy with Goelia as well, so if something doesn't fit, it's like a 15-day returns policy, I think, so you'll be able to exchange it or whatever it is you need to do. Again, sticking with that sort of vintage Chanel vibe, this is coming up a lot redder on this camera. As you know, it tends to throw up the red tones on this camera just a little bit more, so bear with me on that. It's a bit deeper, just a touch deeper, a little bit more sort of maroony than I'm seeing in the lens. This is like the perfect Christmas day dress. If you want to be festive, but you also want to be comfortable, I think this could be such a wonderful option. Maybe you're not into the pajamas, maybe you're a pajamas all day type of girly, that's up to you. Maybe you're a pajamas in the morning and then a lovely dress in the afternoon. This is a great option, but maybe this isn't festive for you at all. Maybe this is just your colour, your vibe, whatever. Again, super comfortable with the gold buttons, different neckline this time with the slight, subtle and not too plunging V-neck. This is gorgeous. And then there's a little subtle festive iridescence to it. So it gives it that sort of Chanel tweedy vibe to it as well, just giving it a different edge. But I thought this was a really cute option for Christmas. Okay, I'm going back to this jacket with this dress just to sort of show you a different vibe, but also this is a bloomin' lovely knitted dress. And you might be thinking, Lydia, this is the ivory version of the black version. It is not, and I will get to that. It's got the same beautiful shape, which I think is so versatile as like a piece, but this comes with a bit of fun. I don't know if you can see that I've just accidentally got some makeup on it though, so please ignore that part. This is the bit of fun for a little festive drinks party. Maybe you can add like some statement glitzy earrings or something like that. This just feels like, I just can't go with how lovely this is. Like, that is such a Christmassy, festive, Thanksgiving-y touch, but in a chic way. You could have like earmuffs on. If you're going on like a ski holiday or a winter retreat, you could put your moon boots with this. You don't have to go for all the fancy schmancy stuff. You can go for the moon boots. You can go for maybe some fur-lined boots with this. There are so many options for this, and actually I'm just like, my gosh, really love this. It's a classic ivory, beautiful option. But again, obviously I've popped the little faux fur number with it. I mean, you could keep the belt, you don't have to. You can swap it out for your own belt. But if you want that looser look, you can go with this. Or again, because my bun is hanging on for dear life at this stage, because I've taken so many things off my head, you could add this and go for sort of like a winter white monochrome look. So the dark one, the dark dress is sort of a bit sleeker, a bit more pared back, whereas this has that winter white feel to it, and I am in love with this just as another option as well with this jacket. I love it. So yeah, very, very cute. Okay, this is something a little bit different. This is a really beautiful sort of oatmeal-y blush shade two-piece with a difference. It's got this asymmetric knitted top that sits over the pleated tulle skirt. Now I find this tulle skirt to be such a great wardrobe staple. So you can sort of change out this jumper, do something a bit different with it, maybe go for a mock roll neck, something a bit more pared back, not so statement, but you can also wear this with like an oversized knitted jumper as well, so you can get the versatility out of it. But I've also, it comes with its own belt as well, but I've swapped it out for my little Kelly belt because I thought it tied in the black colours with it really beautifully as well, giving it that sort of modern twist, like a little hun bun, a little blush lip. This is so different and so cute as well. And the final piece is an all black look that I've gone for, wearing the Goelia knitted roll neck again. But this is a two-piece with this beautiful pleated skirt and matching Lady Diana blazer. I just don't know what it's got. Collarless blazer. I'm making up my own words now. I've teamed it with a slightly dressier hat because I thought this could work for dressier occasions. I mean, this probably does look a little bit like a funeral outfit, which would be good for a funeral because it is all black, which is very respectful. But I also find all black outfits really, really chic. I'm going to try it on with my favourite hat because, you know, it's had its moment in this video. Yeah, so I feel like this feels maybe a little bit more modern and a little bit more day wear, and I think this could be such a good workwear look. Like if you have to dress up quite smart for work, but you want to sort of retain that femininity to your outfit, but still want it to feel quite tailored, I think this works really lovely. You could also go for a sort of patterned knitted top underneath. You could go for ivory just to lighten things up, maybe a bit of Merlot, that would really change the game, give it that more autumnal feel. But this is yeah, I really like this one. Really like it. This is the black version of the green one from my previous Goelia haul. Anyway, my discount code is Lydia25. It'll get you 25% off. I'll pop all of the fabric information as well in the description box down below if you want to know more, and links to all of the outfits that I've worn, but this is lovely. Right, just to slot in my Christmas decor plans and just let you know how I am going to plan for each room this year, because you will have known if you've watched all of my sort of Christmas decor vlogs is for the last few years I haven't bought any more ornaments. So the only things that I generally do is use natural, like rustic and aged and whatever bits and pieces for my trees. If I can use pine cones, I'll use those, teasels, thistles, twigs, oranges, that kind of thing. A few little baubles here and there, but I don't tend to buy loads of new stuff. I think I've got really good foundations when it comes to all of the trees in the house, and you can always just make those subtle tweaks to it. So this year I'm looking at more traditional ribbons for the trees, and what I do with the ribbons when I finish with them, I roll them up, I keep them in with the decorations, and I make sure that I can use them when I want to use them another year, or I use them on presents and things like that just to help with gift tags or tying around them, so everything kind of gets reused. I was thinking about getting a few more traditional ornamental items, like wooden ones and things like that, like wooden toys and that kind of thing, but I'm gonna have a look. What I'm gonna start by doing is my mood boards. I'm gonna start mood boarding the trees, and it shouldn't be too difficult because I have so much of the foundations, and for the most part most of the things I use are natural or foraged outside, etc. So this is a really great way of planning your trees so that you kind of have a vision in mind. So what I would say first and foremost is you go onto Pinterest and you kind of look at the general decor that you want for the room in question. So if we're thinking of the kitchen, in the kitchen there's lots of greens and beiges and quite natural materials, and it's why it doesn't lend itself amazingly to the more traditional side of Christmas decor. It's very much more like a Dalesford side of things. So if you think about burlap ribbons and galvanized buckets and lots of natural things, it's really great for that in here. I do want to try and get an element of more sort of traditional bits and pieces in here. That's generally what suits this room the best. So what I've been looking for is different types of ribbon, because we usually just go for a burlap, but I've actually been looking online and I found a few different types of ribbon. So there's this sort of green and beige ribbon here, and then there's also this one with a sort of darker green stripe. I personally think that this one's going to work quite well as long as we keep the other decorations quite warm, but I was also thinking about more sort of reds and trying to get a bit more of a burnt, I don't know, burnt orange in here. I need to have a play around. But these are a lot of the materials that we already have. We have a lot of these rusted copper baubles and things like that, lots of twigs. So this is a really good setting the scene thing. And how I do this is find myself a little inspo image. So if you ignore the light shade in that, which is very boho vibes, this has got sort of a bit of a feel to it, pared back, very rustic Christmas feel. So I take that and I would copy and paste it onto one of my story slides. Now you can do this on a white background, it's super easy, but I do all of my mood boards in stories, which I think is probably quite bizarre, and there's probably actual software that you can do this in, but hey ho, I keep my little mood board thingies in favorites, and I'd go ahead and I'd just use this as my little mood board backdrop. So then I'd go into pictures and I would get my little inspo image, and then I would get a little bit more of the decor, and I'd then get the ribbon, and I'd see how it's sort of fitting in with the whole look of things. You can remove backgrounds on things and bits and bobs like that, and this is how I would plan for each and every room. So I'm going to start building these mood boards out. A rustic one for in the kitchen, well, rustic come traditional, a traditional one in the living room because I just think it works really well, traditional in the hallway with a little bit of rustic, and then we've also got the downstairs Christmas tree as well. Have we only got 4 Christmas trees? I think we have 5, but one of them is just sort of, we put it up in the office so that it feels a bit Christmassy in there, but we don't really decorate it because it's a lot. It's going to take us 2 days. And one of the things I'm thinking as well is out in the hallway. This is just purely like ideas at the moment. I want to give this sort of a bit of a frame of maybe just like a garland around the top of this, and then maybe some candles, some different size candles, something a little bit more dramatic that feels a little bit more festive. I need to think about my wreath and just get those mood boards really, really sort of cohesive. So what I'll do is I'm going to get cracking on those, and then hopefully I'll be able to share them with you in my next video. But also, if you do any mood boards for your Christmas trees, please share them with me, because I would love to see them and just see what your plans are, because I'm feeling so much more festive this year. Like last year, I remember I felt festive, but it took a lot of work. I am like so ready to get festive at the moment. And it's so strange. It's such a weird feeling that I'm like chomping at the bit on, what day is it? The 6th of bloomin' November. So yes, very, very excited to get cracking on the plans and just see everything that comes together this year. Gosh, how exciting. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to... Not you, Porty. Yours is in a couple of days.
These have a handful of treats.
Daddy already been treating you and teasing you. I could hear him.
What is food?
Happy 2nd birthday to the best impulse purchase we ever made.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Porty. Quick hump of your brother, then run round to Daddy. Run to get a toy.
You are such a big boy now. Is this your 2nd birthday? Are you too?
I'm 2, Daddy. I'm 2. But I will clean your face if you want me
Are
to.
you 2 years old?
I'm not too old not to clean your face.
Are you too? Are you too?
Aww.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah.
Look at him scooting his bottom into you. He was
I'm
just
so proud of
scooting it.
Yeah. You don't normally get let to lick Daddy's face like this, do you?
Good morning, everyone. I have a very, very big day in London today. My taxi's outside, so I'm just grabbing my bag and some water. Very big day in London today. I'm meeting Laura Green, who I am incredibly excited to meet. Laura Green often designs pieces for the Princess of Wales, so it's going to be a real honour to meet her today. Her work is spectacular, so that's my first port of call. Then I have I've got a podcast with Grace Beverley, and I'm really looking forward to that. She actually moved this around for me a few weeks ago when I wasn't able to make it, so I'm incredibly grateful to Grace for this, because I'm really looking forward to having a chat with her. She's absolutely incredible. I feel like I should be interviewing her, but we move. And then I've got a meeting at Vogue House with someone there, which I'm really looking forward to. And then I have an evening with The Rake magazine, which both Ali and I met Tom Chamberlain at a Purdy event a while ago, and we're huge fans of his. If you don't follow him on TikTok, he kind of knows everything that there is to know about men's tailoring and sartorial fashion and that kind of thing. So we're going to The Rake evening this evening, and it is pouring with rain, so I had to find an outfit that worked. I washed my hair, but I put it straight up in a bun. I've got Paige denim jeans. I've got my Goelia knit from my previous haul from them. I know I've just gone through some bits with you, but this one is such a great basic. The door's going. It's carnage. I'm going to jump in my taxi and head to London. We've just made it to Euston, and the Royal British Legion are selling their poppies, so I picked up one of the metal ones this time because I think they're probably a bit better than the plastic ones, although do you just donate in future and then just wear this one? I'm guessing that's what you do. But our first port of call for the day is Laura Green, so we're heading to a suite at the Mandarin Oriental. We are indeed. Yes, so we're going to go and start the day off there, which is very lovely. I've got this one with me with her Royal British Legion glasses on instead of a poppy.
Indeed. Oriental, please.
in a branded taxi. Please get the door, you by all means, you jump in.
I will.
Jump in.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's super branded taxi.
Yeah. We are in the taxi and yes, heading to the Mandarin Oriental for the first port of call for the day. If you don't know, I've been a huge fan of Laura Green's work for such a long time. I bought one of her dress coats. It was the sample sale that she does, I think, kind of after Christmas. And I was so impressed by the quality. And I've just kind of, I don't know, I think that there's a lot to be said for like supporting the brands that you genuinely love. And like, I had no relationship with her. This is the first time I'm meeting her. I'm just gonna try on a few bits, and it seems like she's got a very like a really interesting and mature approach to like influencers and how she wants to sort of deal with them. She's got a really good idea in her head, so I'm really looking forward to hearing that as well. Then I'm zipping across London to meet with Grace, who I am probably the biggest fangirl of, so it's going to be interesting to see what our conversation entails. And then yeah, lots of little bits and bobs to do throughout the day. So we're hoping the storm that was last night, although I slept like a log last night, I can't put it to words. I didn't sleep very well the night before, but last night I didn't even wake up to feed Lumi. Usually throughout the night I wake up and I feed her, but not tonight. I had a very enjoyable like waking up where you're like, oh, I don't know what day it is. But yes, there was a big storm last night, lots of rain. I didn't hear any of it. Carrie heard loads of it. I didn't hear any of it. First port of call.
Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to the Mandarin. It's so lovely to see you. Really lovely to meet you. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
I don't mean to keep you away from the clothes, but we have done a setup now.
I think it's a great concept. Like, I think it's brilliant, and it feels so homely and welcoming, but then you've got the sort of convenience of being able to say, oh, can we get some more water up here, and everything's sort of sorted for you as well. And then you get this lovely setting as well, because I mean, I'm sure your clothes look lovely just on their own, but then in here as well, it's like
special. It really is.
And there's so much light pouring in as well.
Isn't it? Occasion wear, there were so many brands, amazing brands that do that so well, that there was something missing. I felt that needed it to be a little bit more modern.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Really,
honestly, you've achieved that. You really have.
You.
When we were talking earlier about the mother, sorry to interrupt you, but the mother of the bride thing, I think that was something that I was looking for, and I think that the mother of the bride ethos is done so well, and it's so important. But I wanted that for me.
Yes.
I wanted that really personal approach and that bespoke element that's fitted to me, and I wanted it as at the time, probably a 25-year-old girl. Yeah. And so for you to have acknowledged that, I think is just incredible, because it really, I know that my audience are exactly the same. That
it's lovely to get that reaction, actually.
Yeah, no, I do. I think it's
interrupt away.
Oh, sorry,
no, it's really good, because that is exactly, and I think there is a lot of people that that do this modern way so beautifully, and it's almost to the extremes. But nothing fills me with more joy when I have a mother of the bride. And although that's not who we did obviously a lot at the beginning, because it looked like an occasion wear brand, and it still is.
Yeah. These
pieces are really important to be worn for special occasions. Yeah. But a lot of the ladies come, and I always said, how did you find us, or why have you come, what is it that you've liked about the pieces? She said, because I'm not going to look like a mother of the bride. And I love that, and I think that drove us even more, because then I realised very quickly that there is this great need for this occasion wear piece. But actually very quickly we realised the pieces can be worn after. It can be worn for going for dinner, or that coat can be worn open with a white shirt and a pair of black trousers going for dinner, and it just has such longevity. You know it because you style your pieces so well exactly for that reason.
Yeah, I think that this is where I'm seeing the women's wear market evolving into something that I've always really wanted to see, because obviously my nonna was the master tailor of Huntsman, and my husband is very much into the more bespoke tailoring pieces, and I really wanted that for women, and I think this is the direction that it's going in now, that we're realising that like timelessness and getting the wear out of these amazing pieces that we're spending our hard-earned money on is so important. And I want to wear something today that I'm going to wear in 10 years' time and be able to say, like, this is still, it still makes me feel as special, it still makes me walk a little bit taller, but I invested in having it really fit me in the way that I want to, and also the quality, the design, the craftsmanship, and I think I'm loving this direction. So for me, this is where my passion lies, is ladies just doing the most amazing pieces and building these brands that, like I said, you don't have to shout about them because your work. I mean, I found you on Instagram and instantly I was like, and I sat there and I waited and I was like, oh my god, okay, get me that one. And I took my time with it, and it was really exciting for me, and that's what makes fashion exciting for me now. So it's really, really lovely to see what you're doing. It really is.
Having a lovely dress on, or a beautiful coat.
Oh wow.
So this is only half of our collection. But we actually have this lovely mix of textures. Obviously winter, it's lots of autumnal deep tones, riches. We've got the lovely weaves of the houndstooth. We've got some good staple colours like the navy blues, lovely crepes. This is something that I designed a couple of years ago, and it just keeps coming out because it works in a lovely navy blue wool, so it becomes a dress coat that you can wear going for dinner, putting on in the evening, or you can have a tweed version with boots, flat boots, put a jacket underneath, and you can go out for a country walk, put a lovely trilby, lovely fedora with it. Or you can have it something a bit more brighter and it feeling like an occasion piece. And then of course you've got these tweed jackets, which are a lovely mix. So it is a denim mix, and actually I normally wear this with our denim skirt.
Love that.
And then of course the idea with it is you can dress it up, dress it down, wear it with navy blue trousers, with a white shirt, or wear it with a pair of jeans. So it really does feel
beautiful.
And the details are enough to just make it that bit modern. So it's not quite so tweedy, very Chanel. It's got touches of it, but we keep it quite modern, where you've got these lovely highlights of colour. So it just feels that bit more useful.
And I love the shape.
But do you see the sort of idea of these pieces? Although they're classic touches, you've got the very timeless element of it, but these accents that we do, like the whole blue inside, really just adds this like highlighter accent to just make it that bit more current. This is called the Camille. Now this is made out of a jersey. It's a very heavyweight jersey. It's a very superior jersey.
Yes.
So we do a lot of jersey now, polyester. It's a polyester weight jersey because, again, a lot of my ladies are travelling, they're driving in their cars. Polyester travels so well. So I lean to polyester sometimes. It's got to be the best polyester because it doesn't crease so much.
And it's funny that you say that about polyester, because that was one of the things that I've learned in designing my collections with Karen Millen. It's like there are fabrics that have a purpose.
Yes.
And sometimes, as much as we want to have those, natural fabrics, sometimes it has to be functional.
Yeah.
And I know that I've got some of my favourite fabrics, and I turn up places and I look like I've been stuffed in a suitcase on my journey there. You have to have that functionality, and if you've noticed that in your clients, then you've got to work to them. You've got to keep them happy. I just love these touches that you have that just really, again, it's that word, elevate. The way the collar and this seaming down the front and the sleeves, it just transforms. It really does.
You're really fussy with collars as well, in terms of the way that they have to be structured well enough. The moment that something's a bit too soft,
I agree. But do you see then, as soon as you have a string it open, I mean, you could even put a little belt, a martingale, those little tabs at the back. You can pull it back. You can always add one of them on if you felt, actually, Nora, I want to wear this more open. Then I would really draw the back in and make it something more relaxed. Because it just has that important. It's very chic. It's very French, and I think polyester has a place. But these pieces, I think, just have to be with wool. But I love this lilac from you.
Wow, this is very nice.
Shoulders aren't too severe. I think the fashion today is quite wide. It's good.
Which is great for me, because it means that most things nowadays just fit me normally. Everyone's going really wide, and I'm like, it's supposed to be oversized, but actually, on me, it just looks normal. Still has shape. shape, and that's what I really like.
The darting on that's really cool.
Very, very lovely. Gosh, such a gorgeous colour as well.
I love the colour on you. Oops,
Beautiful shape.
The collar, like that collar, that is just, I don't know how you do it, but it's like that feels soft and feminine, but also, I mean, business.
Yeah.
I love that. And the shoulders, like they're not sharp, they're as shoulders should be, but structured.
Thank you.
I
think it's got that effortless glam, hasn't it?
Yes.
It sits on you well, but without feeling uncomfortable. The collar stands proud without it feeling like when you turn your neck, you're catching your neck on this rigid collar. It's so soft.
Wow, yes.
I feel like you could walk out like this.
Yeah, and like, bye!
And that just becomes that again a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
You could do a matching buckle belt. You could do black leather buttons, which is quite fun. But there's something about this belt just tied over, and it doesn't matter if the buttons are there as well. You can just cover them and just go out and feel like you're ready for the day. And it's all about these lovely textures.
This fabric is stunning as well. It's just the way it just has this sort of flash through the pleats every so often. It gives it that depth and that fullness, so that when you're moving, there's movement in the, which probably gives it that feminine feeling.
Yeah,
that it's
it
got
does.
that movement.
We do 2 styles in this dress. You either can have it with a swing sleeve, which is quite fun. It's quite cool. So if it's a very warm occasion, this is a good sleeve because you get that air underneath. And you're not feeling so hot, but you've got a sleeve that's giving you that coverage that you want. We have another sleeve which is a puff sleeve, but it then comes into a tight cuff. And it sounds silly, but I quite like with the polar neck. There's something about this.
You could go for a sleeveless one, and it just gives it a more relaxed.
Yeah.
You could get day wear out of it.
Well, you could do it in black, maybe.
Yes.
Going for dinner.
Yes. Make you very nice and warm, like the best vest ever underneath.
Yeah, it is,
Usually I've got about
exactly.
8 vests. It feels amazing as well.
So this is very clean. So not like the other seams where you've got lots of panels. This is very clean.
Wow.
Not too fussy. It's very understated.
I
Then
really
the
like
lapel
that.
just sort of sits.
So this doesn't have buttons?
It will do.
Oh,
It will, yes.
I love it
I love
like
it
that.
open.
Yeah,
have to
because
say,
the
structure.
the structure in the lapels,
Mm,
and then the softness elsewhere.
yeah, it's high end, laid back tailored.
Yes, it is.
It's
Quite
gorgeous.
luxury,
Yeah,
I think they're calling
yeah.
it now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It doesn't need buttons.
No.
Wow.
You could almost have it where it's coming out, so it's held and caught. So you haven't got lots of
Yeah.
everything, all these details going on. But I definitely would probably like to see something like that.
This is like Christmas shopping trip, going for dinner, like perfection.
Oh, thank
I
you.
imagine like a little red lip as well with it.
Oh, lovely.
So festive.
A lovely fedora.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Just bought a fedora, so
Perfect. But this again, you've got enough swing. Even when you wear it closed or open, you just got this lovely pillow with the
movement.
fabric and the movement.
We've just finished up with Laura Green, and that was such an incredible appointment, and just getting to speak to her myself, understand her sort of mission, what it is that she set out to do in the beginning, and I really think that she's achieved that so well. But also get to grips with her collection, because the thing that I'm realizing is that what she's really set out to do is to bring that level of modernity to women's fashion without it becoming a fast-paced entity. And her pieces are so thoughtfully made. Like, she's even thought about what we're thinking when we're shopping them, and I love that. But the pieces are stunning, timeless, and she keeps her collections really small. And the thing that I loved the most, and it really, really resonated with me, is how she values her clients and respects them, respects their privacy, and just takes their sort of anonymity and their lives really, really seriously.
And their custom, seriously.
Yeah, and their custom. She really appreciates and understands that her pieces are those higher price point pieces. So when people are saving to buy her pieces, like for me, I bought a piece from her sale, and because it was a huge purchase, I'd never seen it, I'd never even tried the products before, but I knew that I loved everything that she stood for. And so to go and experience it like this is such a treat. Obviously you can make appointments with Laura herself at the Mandarin Oriental. We met the wonderful team there as well. and you can go, and if you are looking for something that is that more sort of, has that more tailored, sophisticated edge, maybe it's workwear, maybe it's a wedding outfit, maybe it's a mother of the bride, maybe it's not, maybe it's just, you just want to feel fabulous. I mean, that tweed jacket.
That was so cool.
So wonderful. Maybe you just want something that you're going to put on every day that makes you feel fantastic. So if you wanted to get to grips with her collection, get acquainted with it, get to know her, then I'll leave all of the details on her website as well. You can obviously shop online, but yeah. Anyway, now we are in a taxi heading to Wandsworth? Vauxhall. Why did I think it was Wandsworth? Is that where, I think that's where
I've said Vauxhall about 3 or 4 times today.
Honestly, I think because today is so back to back, I'm not really with it. And one thing you might not know is that when I was having a bit of a tough time, Grace actually sent me a journal, and I didn't know it was her for ages because she just put Grace, she didn't put Grace Beverley. I didn't know which Grace it was, but when she could tell I was having a really tough time, and I will never ever forget that act of kindness, because it was just somewhere for me to write my thoughts, my gratitude, those kinds of things down. And the fact that she thought of me and she could see in that moment, I will never ever forget. And I think what she's doing at the moment in her approach to business, how she's being so candid about it online, she is really paving the way for women in the future to be much more open and discuss their successes, their revenue. I know that's something for me that I've always been really, you know, quite frightened to even talk about, and Grace confronts it head on, and I just admire her so much. So yeah, looking forward to sitting down and having a chat. I follow in the footsteps of many incredible creators and business people, so I'm probably a touch of imposter syndrome, but I'm sure it'll be a lovely chat. So that is the next stop. A little BTS of Caroline Grayson in a taxi.
Don't call me that.
Working away. So she's got her phone out, she's got her emails out. This woman, she's honestly, and I feel really bad for her sometimes, because she'll be like, right Lydia, she has to play bad cop all the time. She'll be like, right Lydia, come on, we need to get you to your next appointment, and I'll be like, yeah, and then she leaves the room and I'll like put on another coat, and she has to come in and be like, Lydia, come on. I'm like,
she's saying sometimes.
It's every time.
Just now.
Yeah, it's every time.
We're going.
We need to go. So yeah,
you get carried away. You're just an excited puppy.
I am. And then I'm like this excited puppy all day long, and then I get home and I'm like, I can't cope. I'm like the dogs after they had their sleepover the other day. Honestly, Porty and Barkley were like KO.
Tatty was literally like, oh mummy, I would get up to say hello to you, but I just want to sleep right now for a long time.
It's just her and Barkley.
Best mates.
They are actually like best of friends. She just loves him, and he just allows her to do whatever she wants to him. Basically, he's like,
I mean, in fairness, he's not innocent in the party.
Oh no,
he loves an ear chew.
Yeah.
Barkley
Has he started
is the
chewing
king. Barkley chews anything in his sight.
Yes, yeah.
Barkley loves an ear.
Yeah.
Human or animal.
Yeah.
He'll just kind of like go up to someone and chew their ear.
Yeah.
So I get home and Bolly and Tatty will always have one soggy ear.
I'm hoping today that he has all of the ear chews that he could ever hope for, because it is his 2nd birthday. It was just so funny when I was in the shower, I could hear Ali singing happy birthday to Barkley in the kitchen.
Walk around with it. Can I walk around with this?
You're raging at that.
Not similar, but like very similar vibes. It would look like we were just sitting batching. So I can't hear you over the sparkle on that room. But like,
It is unbelievable.
like I heard you spent summers in Ibiza. What was that like? Like I want to go. Like just general. I believe very as someone who's had such different iterations online. I believe it's very important, and also the thing that so many people like shy away from, in terms of like people want growth but the money. So let's talk about the beginning of your online presence. How did that come about? Lydia Millen doesn't like slime.
Right now, I literally like scheduled when I was going to have a coffee. But you are smiling right now. Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, I've had, now that I'm starting to stop stuttering, I've had a really great time.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You have been fantastic.
Right, you need coffee.
You did so well. Honestly.
That was pure class.
That was really, really like.
I didn't even say evergreen.
You smashed it.
I mean, it was funny because I was like shaking and hot, but like freezing at the same time.
I'm so cold in there.
Yeah. When she said, "Can we put the aircon on?" I was like, it's November. But no, I to be honest, it's probably a good thing because nobody needs to see my sweaty upper lip in that situation. But yeah, no, I just couldn't have imagined doing that with like anyone else. She's just such a babe. It's unbelievable, and she's just incredible. Like I love how that we're so different because she confronts things head on, and I love watching her do that, and I love her like how she's able to do that so effortlessly as a person. And then there's me like hiding. But no, it's nice. It was nice.
We need the Graces and the Lydias in a world, though.
Exactly. I think that's I think that's really lovely. Like when we get to come together and like speak in that way. It's yeah, it was nice. A nice conversation. She's just lovely. Really lovely. We probably hop, skipped and jumped to night time in London, but I've just finished up my last meeting of the day, but I still have an event, and I just finished up my meeting with one of the lovely ladies from Condé Nast, and it was so lovely. You know when it's like you're meeting with an old friend and you just don't stop talking? It was so lovely. But now I'm heading back to find Carrie because we went to go to Little Soho, Little House, and there was no spaces for us. So now we're heading to, well, I left Carrie at the Mayfair townhouse and I'm heading back to meet her. I've told her to grab a glass of wine and yeah, just to celebrate a good day, because I obviously finished up my podcast with Grace, and with those things I get not nervous. I realise that it's not nerves. I can't quite pinpoint the emotion that I'm feeling when I do them, but I have to allow myself to come back down. I'm now waiting for Ali to come to London and meet me, because we're going to Claridge's this evening for an evening with the Rake, hence why I'm dressed like this. I don't think I would usually dress like this for a trip to London, but the dress code was rakish, and interpret that as you will, but we're heading back there now.
Where's birthday boy? Bucky? Doesn't bloody listen to us. It's only you that misses me. We are back home. It's 11 o'clock. I finished off the evening at the Rake 15th anniversary, I believe it was. I actually ended up meeting Ari Reid. I'm sure you already come across her on TikTok and Instagram and things like that. She's like the willowy, supermodel-esque lady who does the like the property stuff. So she like talks to you about really significant roads in London, property areas, actual individual properties. And she's just fascinating and absolutely gorgeous. And oh my gosh, we got a picture together. I look like a toddler next to her, which it's just ridiculous. But no, it was really good. But just that was a very, very busy day for me. Very busy. To the point where I was like, oh my gosh, like I've just had some chips all day. Just constantly back to back, but really good. But no rest for the wicked, because we've got work tomorrow. We've got to earn our keep for all of the foodie food for the boys, because we eat that really like raw, expensive stuff. So mummy's got to go to work so that you can eat the good stuff. Like looking at me like, I don't know what you're talking about, woman. Anyway, I need to eat my Burger King. After a really classy day in London, Burger King for dinner.